Okay. Hi, Morgan. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today. This interview is a part of my project for my humanities course at Folsom Lake College. The purpose of this assignment is for me to expand my understandings of religion and gain deeper insight into your values, beliefs, and traditions. I understand some of the information you'll be sharing today will be private, so I want to reassure you this video will only be viewed by my professor.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay, what's your first name?
Morgan.
Oh my god, that's my first name.
No, it's not.
It's not. Anyway, okay, what religion do you practice and how old were you when you adopted this belief system?
I guess I'm agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
Both my parents are hardcore atheists. So growing up, I was also an atheist or agnostic, but I went to Catholic school when I was younger, starting in preschool all the way to second grade. So at school, everyone was Catholic, and they definitely believed in God. And what is it,
Theistic.
Yeah. And then I'd go home, and my parents were like, God doesn't exist.
You're like, I'm confused now.
Yeah. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's like a little bit of both, like raised agnostic, but also technically raised Catholic.
And then after Catholic school, I went into the public school system, and then I stopped believing in God.
Yeah.
So.
Very good. Okay, do you pray? And if not, or if you do, when and how often?
I don't know if I pray, but I manifest, and that's like sort of like praying, right?
Yeah, maybe your like belief system is more centered towards like the universe and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like praying is basically manifesting.
Well, I just hope on a probability. Like, I hope that this probability is higher than not, right?
Yeah.
Or I hope it's lower than not. So.
Like, if the probability is like 50 to 6 or 40 to 60, you're hoping for a 60 instead of a 40.
Totally.
There you go.
Or 100.
Or 100.
Yeah.
Okay. When and where do you typically worship? So, for you, I would probably more so phrase this as like, when and where do you usually manifest?
Everywhere.
Everywhere all the time?
Especially when I'm anxious.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay. See, she did not just get sprayed by our other roommate, I promise. It is not hot in here.
Your professor's like, why is that?
Why are they being sprayed? Okay. Do you follow any scripture or literature in your religion, and if so, when were they written?
No. I mean, no.
Yeah, which makes sense since you're
not religious.
Yeah. What holidays or celebrations do you observe?
All the fun ones.
All the fun. Christmas.
Yeah.
Halloween, that kind of stuff.
I mean, I'm down to celebrate anything.
Mm-hmm.
Passover?
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's turn up on Passover. Okay, I like this question. This is an interesting one. Have you ever questioned your faith? So you're agnostic. I feel like that would kind of...
Well, I remember when I was younger in Catholic school, I was kind of questioning. Well, I had this friend whose uncle, he was really religious and he believed in God. And I remember, like, in the car or something, he got angry with me because he said, oh, my parents don't believe in God and I don't pray. And I thought it was bizarre that he was getting angry at me
as
for
a child.
as a child for my non-beliefs. I don't know. I also remember having this thought, walking to church when I was in school, in Catholic school, where my thought was, I don't remember anything before I was born, so what if nothing happens after I die?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that might be a very real possibility. So I guess it's...
As a 7-year-old, just like...
Yeah. But that was one of my first thoughts, actually.
Really?
Well, not thoughts, but first memories.
Yeah.
I mean...
first thoughts in general. Okay. This one doesn't really apply to you, but what do you believe is the most important lesson your religion teaches? So maybe thinking about back to when you went to Catholic school, what do you think was the most important lesson you learned there?
I think golden rule, right? Do good unto thy neighbor as... What is it?
I mean, translated to simple terms, it's like treat others how you want to be treated.
Right, yeah.
But
that and be good to thy neighbor. What is it? Thy neighbor?
Yeah. Be,
Kindness. Spread kindness.
yeah. Be, respect thy neighbor or something.
But like the religion I practice now, being agnostic, I think it's important to have an autonomy.
Autonomy?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And being able to practice whatever you believe in.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like with being agnostic, it also gives you a lot of flexibility to like you're saying, if for some reason one day you're like, you know what, I'm leaning more towards, God's real, then you're not constrained to like certain things. Whereas I feel like in religions like Christianity or Catholicism or Judaism, it's like if you question your faith, you're shunned and you're like made to feel
totally
like
or
you're
the
not valid.
Traditional belief of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah,
maybe you might still believe in that, but it's not traditional.
Mm-hmm. Is there any aspect of your religion in which you personally disagree? What about with Catholicism?
There's
probably a lot. Yeah. Okay. Does your religion influence your daily life, such as your clothing, eating habits, or other practices?
I don't know. What do you think?
Do you maybe like in terms of risk taking? I feel like people who are more religious
are more modest.
Feel almost kind of the opposite. Like I feel like they hold a lot of faith in that God will protect them, and so they're willing to take more risks. Like they're like, you know what, I'm protected by God. Whatever step I'm going to take, I'm going to step it because I know God's going to be there. Whereas I feel like when you don't have a religion or you're agnostic, you have to actually think more and be like, okay, well, I could jump off this cliff, but what's going to happen if I jump off? Whereas a Christian hypothetically could be like, if I jump off this cliff, I'll be saved. You know what I mean?
God would help me save me. Yeah, I think, since I don't believe in an afterlife, I am a little anxious about death and dying.
Yeah.
And my mortality, but if I did believe in an afterlife, maybe life would be a little easier.
Yeah. Are there any symbols associated with your religion? And if so, what do they represent? I don't think so. Okay. Are there any areas where your faith comes into conflict with modern culture? Please explain.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, when everything's going on.
Well, yeah. And at my job, too, I have a lot of children who are religious, Catholic or Christian or what have you, and I have to be very mindful of their backgrounds. So we can't celebrate Christmas anymore. You just have to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah, non-denominational holiday.
Yeah, exactly. And we were doing an all about me assignment, and this girl I had them look for one that they wanted to do, like a template, and this girl found one, and it was religious centered. And I said, no, like, we can't all do that. She's like, why? I had explained to her why, but I felt like I was tiptoeing around.
Like, yeah, because it's so hard to maneuver that.
What was the question?
Conflict with modern culture.
Yeah, so being agnostic or atheist, sometimes it's hard to interact with parents and students because of that. And a lot of people are religious in our country, so.
Yeah, and
but I respect all.
Yeah, of course, always respect. I feel like it's also difficult in the sense of like, maybe because I feel like when you're raised religiously, there are things that like you inherently believe in, and you don't even realize they're tied to your religion. Whereas you weren't raised religious, so maybe like that could always be like a line where you can't meet eye to eye with people, not because you don't want to, but because it's just basic understanding, like it's something that they understand because they were raised this way, and you don't understand because you're raised the other way, and vice versa. Okay. Oh, I like this one. In your opinion, what's the most common misconception about your faith? You're a devil worshiper.
Or that I have no values.
Yeah.
I have values. I think that you should still be a good person, and even if I don't practice a traditional religion or whatever, I still adhere to some sort of moral code.
Yeah, I feel like that's it's always frustrating hearing people who are religious say things like, if I wasn't religious, what would my moral compass be? I would have no reason to be a good person. And it's like, you can just be a good person. You don't have to have a reason to
Or you could have reasons that have nothing to do with faith.
Exactly. Yeah. And I definitely think that's a really common one, to be honest, with agnostics or being atheists as well. I feel like people always want to be like, you're a terrible person, and it's like, that's not true at all. What are your beliefs regarding the afterlife? I feel like you kind of touched on that a little bit.
I don't know.
It's agnostic.
Well, a part of me wants there to be an afterlife. I mean, I just don't know. There's things beyond
human comprehension.
Exactly. Like, so I was a physics major, right?
Yeah.
And in school we learned that the electromagnetic spectrum, it exists, but we can only see a small percentage of the spectrum, right? So there's radiation and light all around us all the time that we are not picking up on. So there are things that we can't conceive to be true that are true, right?
That's true.
So maybe there is an afterlife. Maybe it's not the afterlife that was designed by religion, but it's just like that's why I'm agnostic, because I just don't know.
Yeah, like you're not sure either way.
Right. So I think it'd be sweet if there was an afterlife, because I'm really scared of dying and then nothing happening.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I just don't know, and I'm leaning towards there being nothing. We just turn into detritus, and
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. There's still a little bit of you where it's like, well, who knows?
I also believe in entropy, or the
entropy?
Recycling of energy, right?
Yeah.
Like energy doesn't get created nor destroyed. So reincarnation, I think that sounds sexy.
I like reincarnation. I love that. Part of my religion, but also part of like a cultural thing. My grandma taught my mom this, and she passed on to me. And they believe, and I feel like I believe this too. So they essentially say you get, I think, what is it, like 7 lives, and the first
like
life,
a cat?
Kinda, yeah. So the first life you live, you're a really bad person. Like,
oh yeah,
that's just how you're born. You're a selfish person. You're a selfish human. You're imperfect. All this stuff. And then the more lives you live, the more kind of like cleaner and cleaner your morals become, and you become a better and better person. And then once you become the best person you can be, that's when you go to heaven and whatever.
I think it's Buddhism. Or you eventually reach enlightenment.
They're Catholic, but I guess
that's
Hindu.
Yeah. Wait, do you mind getting the door? I'm so sorry.
One
One more question. What would you like others to know about your religion?
About atheism? Or
Yeah.
not? I don't know. That you could still have community even if you're not religious. You know? So I feel like a lot of people are afraid to leave their religious community because they're afraid that they won't have connections after the...
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It
Does that
does.
answer your question? Okay.
It does. I think it does. Okay, well, thank you so much for participating, Morgan. I appreciate your time. Nice to meet you.
Appreciate your candor.
Appreciate your candor, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.